For more on all that, let's bring in Georgia's Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger. Sir, thank you for joining us this morning. To that point, do you think that this race will be able to be called tonight?
Depends how close it is, but most likely it'll probably be tomorrow morning. It really depends how many absentee ballots. That's why we've been pushing the counties to do early scanning of the ballots so they could just finish up the tabulation tonight. But you have absentee ballots come in today, and we expect a strong turnout.
The absentee ballots is going to be key here. Obviously, some of the early numbers that we've seen, 3 million early votes, 900,000 of those were sent via absentee ballot. Sir, if you could, can you clarify what changes were made to the no excuse absentee ballot process? Because you went on the record weeks ago, December 23rd, warning of potential illegal voting, fraud as a result of this no excuse absentee ballot voting, and to the point where you pushed Georgia state reps to put an end to it. As of this morning, and when I look at your website, it's very much still active. You can have no excuse and cast an absentee ballot. So won't that be another question about this election?
No. We've had in place, we are following state law. That was put into place by Sonny Perdue when he was governor in 2005. It's supported and voted for by the current party chair of the Republican Party, David Schaefer. It's been in place since 15 years ago. And so we have to follow state law, so it's no excuse absentee voting. But what we did do is we installed an online portal for absentee ballot applications, which has a photo ID component. And over 70% of the people that have asked for an absentee ballot this cycle for the runoff have used that portal. But that's why we made sure we had signature match both for the application of the absentee ballot and also signature match for the ballot itself when it came in. So both envelopes have had signature match.
But you said yourself you're concerned about illegal voting as a result of that absentee ballot. And I get that you're saying that a Republican legislature put it in place. I get that, but it's never been used to the extent that it has been during the pandemic. And so you looked at the Georgia state elections, these two runoff elections, said, well, we've got 3 weeks of early in-person voting. We don't need that absentee, no excuse voting to the extent that we needed it for the presidential election. So why no changes to it?
That would require a change in state law, and we can't change state law. We're not in a session. It's up to the General Assembly to make the laws in the state of Georgia. What they do, once they make a law, signed into law by the governor, then we follow the law. We follow the Constitution, state of Georgia, we follow the U.S. Constitution, and we follow all laws that are in place.
But did you not go on the record saying that you were concerned about illegal voting as a result of that and the potential for fraud?
And that's why we made sure that we have signature match, both for the application and also when the ballot comes in, the outer envelope, that is also signature match. And that's why we stood up the online portal with photo ID, because we understood that many people would be using the absentee ballot process because of their concerns with COVID. But the law is the law.
Got it. So do you have any concerns today about that?
No, but I do believe that when one party feels so strongly about the issue, at the end of the day, you have to have confidence in the election. So one side says one thing, the other side says the other thing, then perhaps you modify this and you do away with that, and you eventually you want to make sure that everyone has confidence. There's been so many dispersions and false ruminations and disinformation that's been going on that it's really hurt voter confidence in this election. That's why President Trump had to come down here and undo the damage that he already had started. He had people that supported him telling people not to come out to vote. No, we need people to come out to vote. It's very important.
I got that. So, I mean, it would sound to the casual observer that you're getting very political in nature and what appears to be an attack on the president. I'll ask you about that leaked phone call now that you had with the president, that you have gone on the record with one of my colleagues saying that you thought it was important to leak that phone call. Others might say that was a phone call with the president of the United States. His team is pushing back, saying that that was a confidential phone call. Why did you decide to leak that?
Well, it wasn't a confidential conversation. It was a phone call that I didn't really know what the outline of the meeting was. There was no preset meeting with lawyer to lawyer, but we did have our attorney on there since the Trump campaign has sued the governor of Georgia and also our office about the past election. And then he went on Twitter the next morning and divulged that we did have the conversation and, stated what his positions were, and they weren't factually supported. I corrected him on the phone call on Saturday, And obviously, he last night said the same, pieces of disinformation. And that's why we had a press conference yesterday. He's continued to say that over 1,000 dead people voted in Georgia. It was only 2.
Sir, you have gone on the record saying that you believe that your numbers will be supported in the court of law. So why did you go the avenue of leaking a phone call with the president? I mean, don't you worry about the precedent that sets?
The president leaked that we had a phone call. And so when he did that, he wanted to make it public. He has 80 million Twitter followers, and I understand the power that he has behind him. We have 40,000. I get all that. But he's continued to be misled, or he doesn't want to believe the facts.
But the question is, why not let it play out in court? Why not let it play out in court? Why put into jeopardy, our country by leaking a phone call of that nature, and not just let your numbers and your facts play out in the court of law?
I don't understand how truth would ever jeopardize the country. If we're standing on the facts, we're standing on the truth. And so we have the numbers here. If you want to come over here to our office, come on by. I have the numbers right in front, and we've actually posted them yesterday as part of our press conference. And they'll be part of our filings for the lawsuits.
So what is your final message to the American people as we watch these 2 elections today and the fairness of this election? I mean, we're talking about, you're putting a lot of weight on the absentee voting that is going to take place, has yet to come in. You're going to wait to see and watch that. Can you assure the American people that this is going to be a safe, secure, and dependable election that we are about to see, or is it set up in a way that it's going to be questioned afterwards?
I can assure you that it'll be a fair and honest election, that it'll be safe and it'll be dependable. And that's what we had in November. But we had someone that didn't get the number of votes that they wanted in Georgia, and then they disparaged our voting system. Our voting system is safe, it's reliable, and you'll see that today. In fact, right now, we really have just a couple precincts in a few areas that started a little bit late this morning, but lines are moving. Okay. We don't have long lines. Well, hopefully we'll have a great turnout today, and hopefully people will be pleased with the results, and they'll have confidence in the result, no matter how it turns out. As a Republican, I hope our senators win. But as Secretary of State, my job is to make sure we have fair and honest elections, and that's what we've done in Georgia.
High stakes there in your state and for the country. Sir, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you.